Hi guys, welcome back to August Love Story, the channel. I'm Artieka.
I'm Tommy.
I'm like, you're you.
I'm me.
And this week we are going to start reviewing Put a Ring on It on OWN.
Yep. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so we get the introductions out the way. But yeah, put a ring on it.
Okay. Awkward. All right. So I had to look up a little bit about this show to get started because I was just confused. And we tried to watch it. And then I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I stopped, regrouped, and then we went back, but we watched it separately. So we haven't been able to discuss this at all. Yeah. So I guess we're going to treat this like Married at First Sight.
Let's do it.
And let's do the couples. So I have them listed in one order. I guess we'll just keep it in the order that I have them listed. So we're going to start off with Hollywood and Ashley. I don't really remember how old Hollywood is, but Ashley is 39. She's a paralegal. Hollywood owns a barbershop, and they are both from New Orleans. This is what I expected the people on Married at First Sight New Orleans to sound like. I expected everyone to sound like Hollywood. Like when I lived in Louisiana, everyone sounded like Hollywood. I got to Married at First Sight New Orleans. Nobody was from New Orleans, so nobody sounded like Hollywood. So a little bit about their relationship and the backstory is that Hollywood, apparently, they've been together 9 years.
Right.
And Hollywood has proposed to Ashley not once, but twice.
Right.
Apparently, she's afraid of being married to the wrong person, and he has been flip-flopping on marriage. Why you laughing?
It's not funny. It's not funny that he's been flip-flopping. He's just unsure of himself about this marriage.
So apparently, 5 years ago, they got engaged. They started putting deposits down on destination weddings. And then he was like, no. And Ashley still stayed. Like, I commend her for that. Because if I put down a deposit on an international excursion for me and my 50 closest family members,
yeah.
Because that's how many people I'm inviting. At minimum.
50.
Yeah, we probably not gonna be together. But you know, they stuck it out. So I guess we can jump into the dates.
Yeah, so what I saw, like, put a ring on it. They basically set them up with Dr. What's her name? Dr. Nicole LaBeach.
Yes.
And she's a relationship specialist.
She's a relationship coach, I think she said.
Relationship coach.
I'm wondering if doctor is something that she gave herself, or did she actually get a doctorate?
I don't know. We have to look that up. But anyway, her suggestion for them to figure out the couples is 3 couples. For her to figure out, for the couples to figure out if this is the right choice for them, they go on dates
with other people. So essentially, they're in an open relationship at this point. And if you remember, we had a conversation about open relationships. We had a podcast episode about open relationships.
It leads to threesomes, but anyway, that's not here nor there. But so, with Hollywood and Ashley, Ashley was like, she's scared to be vulnerable. That was something that just stuck out to me.
Did she say that?
Yeah, she said that. And I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. So you want to get into their date.
Or you want to wait to get to
let's go. Okay. Let's go ahead and talk, because we know, like, everybody knows that they going on dates with people. So
Ashley went on a date with Raymond, or Ray. So first issue that I had, Ray came to the house.
That's the first thing I said too. I was like, because you heard, but I was like, he come to the house?
I don't like that.
Right.
Like, number one,
they don't meet somewhere?
Number one,
don't come to my house.
First dates don't come to my house. anyways.
Nah.
That's just an in general,
right.
point blank period. But number 2, you definitely can't come to my house that I live in with my boyfriend.
Right.
For an experiment.
Right. And you know the deal. You know what's up. But Hollywood didn't play that like I would have played it.
You would have pretended to be cool, but you would have been texting me the entire
whole time. Like, what the fuck y'all doing?
Oh my gosh. So Ashley described Ray as a baby Odell Beckham. Yeah. And on their date, they went bike riding. And they just kind of had conversations with each other about, you know, casual first date things. I'm wondering, like, how much about these women or these men, for that matter, the person that's not in the relationship.
Yeah.
How much they're telling the date about what's going on. Mm-hmm. Because I know that there was a casting call for this, obviously. But, like, what do you list? Like, do you want to date somebody in a relationship?
Yeah, that's the same thing I was wondering. I was like, how do they get the dates? Because the dates have to know that these people are in relationships.
Right.
Because at that point, you just playing around with people, with people's feelings. Because what if Ray really was like, oh, I really dig you, I want to go on another date with you. Or they have a good time, because I think that's what happened.
They did have a good time.
They have a good time, good conversation and everything like that. And normal people would just go on another date. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was cool that they went bike riding. They had their conversation and she thoroughly enjoyed it. She smiled. She laughed. Mm-hmm. When she laughed, I was like, man, he got her.
Anywho.
That's dangerous, man. When a female laughs at a guy's joke, man, that's one of the hooks.
Okay. So at the ending of
you just said okay.
Their date together, they came back to the house.
And that was the funny part.
Hollywood got extremely upset. And like, he is a character.
All Hollywood is funny, man.
He got extremely upset, but when they all got back together, because after their dates, they all get back together as the 3 couples and talk to Dr. Nicole.
So we ain't gonna talk about him asking her if he felt on her booty. Did he feel on your booty?
Oh.
He was he was big mad.
He was
pissed.
Very upset. I was just gonna lump all that in together.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
But yes, he was upset. He wanted to know if this dude felt on her booty. And he did not.
He did not. But she definitely enjoyed herself.
She did.
She had it was refreshing.
It was. She described the date as refreshing. And
that rubbed Hollywood completely.
He let her hand go.
Completely the wrong
and
way.
We're laughing, but I know that I could not participate in anything like this.
I couldn't either.
But I also would not have ended up in that situation, because I told you very early on that I wasn't gonna be your girlfriend for that long.
Yeah.
But that's another story for another day. She decided, Ashley that is, decided that she was not gonna go on another date with Ray, even though it was refreshing. And I felt like Ashley wanted to go on another date with Ray, but she was looking at Hollywood's reactions and she was trying to protect what she has with him.
Hollywood wouldn't have had it. Hollywood would have been done with the whole show.
He would have been like, you know what?
He'd have been like, nah,
you go be for the streets.
How about?
I'm done.
Oh, man.
Next up is Michael and Shay. I'm going to just start off. I have to get this out because I came in and told you this like in the midst of it. When the camera cuts at a certain angle, Michael looks like Leon. Just let that go.
Okay.
But I had to say it. So Michael is 35 and a software developer. Shay is 27 and an implementation consultant. They have been together for 2 years this time. Okay. Remember, they dated.
Yeah.
She ghosted him. We find out in episode 2, like a little bit more about that. But they dated, she ghosted him. They dated again. He moved to, I think it was Virginia or the DC area.
Yeah.
And got a girlfriend, moved in with her and got engaged.
Right.
Moved out of the house with that girlfriend, back in with Shay.
Oh, that's what happened.
You didn't catch that?
No, I knew he got engaged with somebody else. I just didn't know, like, she ghosted him. Mm-hmm. And that's why.
Now, she ghosted him because she still had feelings for her ex and she wanted to go figure that out.
Yeah.
And so she left.
Gotcha.
Their relationship just feels a little bit forced for me.
I never would have came back. Like, what am I doing this for again?
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. I struggled with their relationship because she was very, we need to get married, and he is very, it's just a piece of paper. I don't trust this. It's just a piece of paper.
I struggle with both of their answers to that because my question is, why are you pressing to get married to a man that seemingly does not want to get married right now or does not want to get married to you?
And that came up on her date.
Yeah. So I don't know why she's pressing. She might like him, but hey, I mean, get this man some time to make a decision for himself. Obviously, he was engaged to somebody else, but you know, hey, 2 years may not be long enough for him.
Right.
And then on his end, how long do you just want to have a girlfriend? Like, what is it's something about marriage that is not sitting well with him. Either it's the person or it's the whole construct of marriage together. So it's like things like that, man. You got to figure those things out before you just be like, yeah, I'm finna get married, because it's a big step.
It is.
It's a huge step.
For life, allegedly.
One thing that, well, she went on a date with
Andre.
And the first thing that stood out to me, first off, before we talk about anything else, Mike was just, his name is Michael, right? I shorten it because I don't know how to spell Michael. But Mike had basically...
Don't tell nobody else that.
Like, I always get the A and the E backwards for some reason. Is it A-E or E-A?
A-E.
I always put E-A.
M-I-C-H-A-E-L.
It doesn't matter at this moment right now, but I always put E-A. So Mike had basically was just standing there like, oh, you got your two sexy dresses out, getting ready for your date, just drinking his drink, like
Seen
everything
them
cool. Right. Like everything cool. I was like, that stood out to me because I was like, he's not reacting in a way that I would think someone should or would react.
Right.
Like I wouldn't react like that personally.
You wouldn't.
But all else is else. She went on a date with Andre.
My first thing I wrote about Andre was, is she taller than him?
That's what I was getting to. Like, I was like, dog, she is way taller than him. She must have got on heels, but no, she's way taller than him. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I'm a short guy myself.
She is Shay the Stallion.
Right.
Megan's her cousin.
Another thing stood out was that they met each other instead of him coming to her house.
And I appreciated that.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because it takes away the interference
right
of your actual boyfriend. On top of that, they sat down and they had their conversation over drinks and I guess dinner. We just saw the drinks part of it. But he has been single for 2 years, and the reason that he is not in a relationship anymore is because he wanted to get married and his ex-girlfriend did not. I thought that was very interesting because that immediately like paired her with someone that has like the goal that she wants in mind. So she wants to be married. She's 27. I'm sure like other people around her are getting married. So she feels like her biological clock is ticking. It's really not like trust. It's not. But he said like during their conversation, he told her that, you know, he sees that her boyfriend is capable of getting engaged, but he probably just doesn't want to be engaged to her. Yeah. And I think that stung her a little bit, and it gave her the realization that just maybe it's me. Yeah. And I mean, that could very well be it. Like I had I actually had 2 guys that I dated previously, and neither one of them were like super serious relationships. But immediately after us dating, they got with the women that they ended up marrying.
Yeah.
One of them is now divorced, but that's probably because he's trash. But that has nothing. No, I mean, like, it wasn't a serious relationship, and that's why it wasn't a serious relationship, because he was not a good person.
Oh, okay.
Just in general. Like, it had nothing to do with me wanting to be with him. He just was not a good person.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, him getting married, probably her realizing it, is why they're not together anymore.
You done?
I'm done. So they get back to the meeting with everyone and Dr. Nicole. And she said that she felt that Michael just doesn't care. She wished that he would have reacted a little bit like Hollywood did, because like Hollywood went from here to don't touch me. And Michael was just kind of like, I mean, she gonna come back.
Yeah.
She always does.
Yeah.
I think that I would have issues with that. And I wouldn't know how to deal with someone that I wanted to be with long term.
Yeah. Not
feeling a way about me entertaining other men.
Right. I feel like, man, Mike's reaction, Mike's reaction is a reaction that you have to know Mike to be like, okay, that makes sense, because it seems like that's a reaction that he has to everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with her going out on this date, saying it was a good date. The difference between the date and Mike was clarity on things. Mike is not very clear when he talks about, I guess he talks around the subject or whatnot. I mean,
I don't know that I believe that though, because the things that he said to her on episodes 1 and 2 were both very direct.
Well, I mean, like, I didn't catch. Are we talking about Tutu as well?
Yeah, we can just tack that on in.
Oh, okay. All right.
You want to go into it now?
I did, but hey.
Go ahead.
But we already talked about anyway.
Okay, whatever.
However you want to do it, I'm with it.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, so basically, she didn't go on a second date or choose to go on the second date
because he was short.
Because he was too short for her. I think that was a cop out. And for all the short guys in the world, I'm here for you.
Okay.
All
right. Last couple is Mimi and Ulysses. Is it Ulysses? Ulysses?
It's not spelled the way it sounds.
E is what we're going to call him.
Ulysses.
So they met at a video shoot.
Yeah.
Mimi is 41 and a patient advocate. I think she said she was 41.
Yeah.
I don't remember
she
how.
In the 40s.
I don't remember how old he is, but he is a music producer. Apparently, in the past, he cheated on her, and they broke up for about 6 months, and then they got back together around the time that her dad got sick and went into the hospital. Apparently, and this obviously was filmed somewhere around after April, the ending of April. And I say that because they were able to go out and into restaurants and, film. But her dad had the stroke in December. So it only been a few months that it seems like they were back together.
Yeah. So
I don't really know how all that went with everything. But he cheated on her, and she said that communication is their very first issue. He was the one that, like, I took issue with how he was talking to her when she was preparing to go on her date.
Yeah, man. I took issue with that.
Because he definitely said, go find another me. I'll wait. But if the goal is to do something different, I don't want another you.
Right.
I want you, the improved version. But I felt like their relationship, granted, we didn't see a ton of their relationship. I felt a lot of him focusing just on himself in the relationship and not really caring about Mimi, because they did have a call with the doctor about her dad and wanting to do a DNR on him. Do not resuscitate. And her just trying to deal with that. And I guess we can kind of combine them with episode 1 and 2 since their time on the show was so short. When they got the call during the second call, because they agreed that since she didn't go on a date, he wasn't going to go on a date because her dad's health was more important of a thing to focus on right now. When they got that call and she was on the call, she was on the phone with her sister and the doctor, and they were trying to make the decisions and letting her know that, you know, if they did CPR, they were probably going to break some of his ribs and things of that nature. Like, he literally just left her.
He left. Like, what? He's not on the call.
No. After she got off the phone.
I'm talking about, when they I paid attention to that too. I was like, what did I write? He needs to understand that how he feels.
It's not that important.
No, it is important, but also his girl feels the same way, even more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not that important, to internalize your issues, because there is another person who's impacted by this times 10 or times 100.
I've had somebody do me like that before.
Yeah.
And it completely made me mad. Completely. Like, lost it. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm
happy it wasn't me.
Nah, it wasn't.
I mean, I know it wasn't me, so I'm saying I'm happy it wasn't me.
No, but he, like, I noticed that too. And I was like, they need, I don't know.
It didn't sit well with me that he looked at her potentially losing her father as more of a dagger to his heart than it was to her, who has had this man her whole life. Because the way that she talked about him, it sounds like he raised her, like maybe her mom wasn't around, not really sure, but like her dad was definitely in her life, like full-time dad, and she was a daddy's girl, and she's like, that's my whole heart. And for you to have to make a decision about essentially life or death as it relates to your parent, that's heavy. Yeah. And when the person that you're saying you want to spend the rest of your life with just leaves because they can't deal with it, that was bothersome for me. Right.
But as we saw in the second episode, they actually left the show because of this issue, which makes sense because she couldn't do the date. He couldn't do the date. It would be all bad. So it made sense that they left the show. Just hope like everything is okay with them and, they're able to move forward with whatever it is that they have
whatever their relationship is at this point.
Yeah. So scrolling back up to, I guess, Ashley and Hollywood. To talk about Hollywood's date.
All right.
In episode 2.
Hollywood went on a date with Brencia. He told her she was fine, basically. I don't think he used the word fine, but he was like, she a cutie. And he asked her, was she crazy? And then he prayed over the food.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of cool. It was unexpected, to be honest with you. Not saying that he couldn't do it or I was completely surprised, but I know it caught her off guard. It caught me off guard as well. I was like, okay, all right, G, I see what you're doing.
I will love you with the full strength of the Lord and touch your booty.
Hey, so he had good conversation with her. He was able to talk with her in a way that was comfortable to him, and she was comfortable as well. She said she enjoyed, she liked sex, and he was like, "Oh, okay." So he's like really liked that part.
I don't know when he said this, but he said, "I'm Little Caesars, baby, hot and ready."
He said that to her. After, like, I think they was, I don't remember where they was
I don't know where that happened, but I wrote that down.
That was said. That was definitely said. But he basically, I guess in one of the confessionals, he was like, he still got it.
He did.
Because he told the girl that it was like 8 years before he went on another, like since he'd been on a date or whatnot. So with another woman.
So when they got back to the house with Dr. Nicole, one of the things that Ashley said was that she didn't really feel any way about him going on a date.
Yeah.
That completely made him upset.
Oh yeah, I can see how it made him upset.
I absolutely can too.
But I see where she's going with it because she said it bothers her. Mm-hmm. And it makes sense that like it would bother you because if you're cool with that, then that something is saying that some subconscious part in your mind is like, I would rather be on a date with somebody else too.
I'm gonna have a poker face, but when you get home. So in the confessional after she said that she didn't feel a way about him going on a date, he said that, you know, it was no boundaries now, like he was down to do whatever, including touch them on the booty.
Yeah, he definitely said that.
You know, if she doesn't care, then why should he?
Yeah.
And one of the things that they sat down and talked about with Dr. Nicole in the group setting was that she was upset with him about calling off the wedding. And she said that saying that he saw his life with her doesn't give her reassurance for now because he has walked away from it before.
Yeah.
And I can see that because if you had said that we were going to be together, we're going to spend our lives together, and then right before this is about to happen, you say, hey, I don't know, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I can't play that game. Maybe when we were like 20 and we weren't together at 20, but maybe at like 20, we could like come back around to each other. And even, I don't know about at this age, because I think they're in their late 30s.
Yeah.
I don't know that we can come back around to it at this point, unless we're going to come back around at 65.
I don't know.
But I just feel like if we are in this relationship and you walk away from marriage, our relationship is now over.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see us coming back from that.
I'm with you on that one.
Oh, yeah, you got something else, man?
I was gonna say he didn't go on the second date because she didn't have a booty.
But Ashley really don't have like a booty. She had more than the other girl. Like
he's been with her 9 years, so
that's his booty.
Yeah. Like, she don't got a booty, but that one's mine.
I like booty.
Yeah. I don't think Mike liked his date.
Riley.
Yeah. I think Mike more so liked what she was saying. Mm-hmm. She ain't looking to get married right now. Mm-hmm. And all that stuff. And I think that just piqued his interest, but I don't think he like truly thought she was his type or thought she was his type. Mm-hmm.
When Dr. Nicole came to their house, one of the things I wrote down that he said was that Shay leaving established that he shouldn't care about when she leaves, and he can't trust that she will never leave again.
Yeah.
And I completely understand that because she's left twice.
Yeah.
For the same guy.
Yeah, I don't understand, like, why are they back together?
I don't know. Familiar. And we've seen that happen.
Yeah.
Like, people go back to what they're familiar with. And so, like, she keeps going back to what she was familiar with. And then he's going back to what he is familiar with. And it's creating a vicious cycle of distrust. Because, again, you can't leave me.
Right.
And then think you're going to come back. And, like, she's completely upset with the fact that he, like, when she left, he was able to move on. And even though he moved on and it wasn't a like successful relationship and he came back to her, he proposed to this new girl. So it's like she's looking at it like, you have the capabilities, bruh. I'm here. Pick me. Right. And he doesn't want to.
Right.
And I mean, I feel him. She did say that she needs to get more emotion out of him, and he's very nonchalant about that. She needs reassurance that he won't leave her, and she says that he's just too smitten to do that, and I don't really see that in Michael.
Yeah.
And he also, or they came to the agreement that he needs, or she needs to learn to be apologetic about ghosting him.
Yeah.
Because she has to not just say you should be over it, but she needs to allow him the space and time to get over it. And 2 years, I would think would be enough time.
Yeah.
But I'm not Michael, so I can't put those emotions on him. He decided also that, I think you said it already, that he wasn't going to go back on a date with Riley. Yeah. I don't remember what reason.
I don't either.
I just didn't really feel like they clicked.
Yeah. Or the parts that they showed us, because they didn't show the whole date. No. I don't think that they clicked on there.
I'm not going to say it was a bad date or Riley was a bad choice.
Well, I think they had a great conversation at the part that they showed, but I just don't think she didn't wow him like a fire. He said something about a fire not brewing. So that's what it was.
So at the end of this episode, we saw that they're going to fill the empty seats that were left by Mimi and Co. We did not get to see the new couple that is coming, but from the previews for episode 3, it seems like they are just as fiery, and she might be the guy in the equation, like, that has all the things to say, because when she was sitting on the couch, she had a lot to say. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. I think that this was a good pick.
Yeah.
So we'll stick with reviewing this one. I'm not sure what day we're going to get these reviews out.
No, we was trying to get this one out.
We had to make space to watch the show.
Yeah.
That was difficult in and of itself.
But it's done and we're here. So we're glad that you guys watched it.
What do you guys think about the couples? Do you think that Hollywood and Ashley are going to make it?
I honestly think everybody's gonna break up with each other.
You do?
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Those two couples, because we haven't seen the third one. Yeah, because I haven't
seen the third one. But I think Ashley and Hollywood is gonna break up. And I think Mike and Shay is gonna break up. And then...
You think they're going to try to pursue something with one of the people that they go on the date with?
I don't know. Well, maybe I'm just projecting that they should break up. Because like what they're doing doesn't make sense to me. But
going on dates?
No, like being together, it's a toxic situation. Like both situations look toxic. And it's just something I wouldn't choose for myself. But one doesn't want to get married and the other one is afraid that something is gonna happen. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't think they're gonna make it. I hate to say that.
They're gonna be like Jim Jones and Chrissy, just together forever.
Right.
No wedding.
But for some people it works. So I can't say.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, some people. Well,
let me not say that. I think that there's something wrong with it when your goal is to do something else.
Yeah.
So if your goal is to be married and you're settling on not being married for the sake of someone, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
But if you're completely okay with not being married, then by all means,
and then another thing too, man, it's like, why do you want to get married? Nobody has answered that question. So
it looks fun.
You guys leave your comments below. What's your predictions? I'm kind of excited about this one. So yeah.
All right, Friday nights popping again.
Yeah.
Quarantine style.
All right.
It is what it is. All right, guys, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at August Love Story. On Instagram, my name is Artieka. On Instagram, he is Tommy T III. Our links are down below for those various mediums of social media. Anything else you got? All right, guys. Bye.
Peace.